And welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Game 3 of Team Empire taking on Kaipi. We've got a Game 3 decider here with Empire bouncing back, taking Game number 2 after a very strong showing in both Game 1 and Game 2, really, from Team Empire. We're going to see if they can continue that here in Game number 3. Kaipi looking to knock them out and make their first big showing as a newly formed teams. For both these teams, it's kind of their first showing into competitive Dota after the spring shuffle, and we're going to see what they have to show here in game number 3. I'm GoDz. Joining me once again is Blaze. Blaze, how are you feeling? What are your initial thoughts here on game number 3?
It's going to be pretty interesting how Kaipi tried to adjust their laning configuration. Obviously, they went with Bone 7 in the off lane previously, playing the Bat Rider. He's been known to play Ditch Prophet, obviously, from his offlane role, but I'm sure Sing Sing is more than capable there as well. So it seems like their general mentality is trying to put their best foot forward, put their best player on the best hero. But I feel like default configurations probably are going to be the way to go with this one, and make sure they get out of the laning phase with the net worths the way they need to be, and at least contention. Right now we've got Scandal, OD on the field, and you just can't play around with that. You have to be on point, so I think Cancel gets something that can match up well against that, and you just kind of go from there.
Yeah, I like you say, I think they need to go for the more standard configuration. As far as I know, it's Bone 7 playing the carry and Sing on the offlane. It seemed like Game 2 was kind of like let's mix things up. We got a 1-0 lead, we're confident. Obviously, their players all very individually skilled and can play different roles, but it did seem to kind of throw things a bit off. And this is kind of going back to what we saw in Game 1. Sing Sing was on the offlane Nature's Prophet back in Game 1, so would expect him to be playing the hero again, but we've also got some familiar picks. Like you mentioned, the Scandal OD, we've seen Beastmaster from Team Empire already as well. They did run it in a kind of peculiar safe lane fashion for Ramses, but a hero that just gives you such good vision advantage, great catch as well, and kind of synergizes quite nicely with the OD, a hero that can benefit a lot from having that attack speed aura.
So, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of momentum here. It's going to allow OD to kind of have a nice mix of items. I've actually got to see the OD Beastmaster played in the grand final of the BTS Americas, and they were able to actually build up the OD with items that he normally wouldn't buy, and still just because he didn't need the attack speed. He had treads, but he didn't need to go drums or moonshard. He actually went for things like Veil of Discord, Rod of Atos, like some really good high intelligence bang for your buck items that you still get the inner beast, you still build yourself up. I think they had a wisp with that lineup too, so it really, really enhanced the attack speed. So I love the idea of being able to just hit on a target with the Primal Roar guaranteeing a lot of free damage, and then you can just decimate the rest of the team with all the int you built up. So overall, I think there's some high synergy between these two, and while OD has a really long ulti, Beastmaster will always be ready to fight. We're going to see Kaipi actually go back for the Enigma again. It seems like the most interesting thing about Mad's drafting is how he's perfectly willing to put risky picks in the early stage. I mean, we had a first pick Bat Rider in the previous game, and now we have Enigma in phase 1.
And often when you see a phase 1 Enigma, it's because you see someone like an IO on the other team, and you know, okay, they're not going to really pressure our lanes because they've got this IO, and Enigma matches up really well against the IO, against playing into the relocate. So as far as Empire's concerned, they haven't gone that greedy with these opening 2 picks. Beastmaster just can be your standard offlaner. OD, a mid hero that doesn't really have too many terrible matchups for himself. So it is, like you say, a fairly greedy pick, but I think it very much does show, looking at this series as a whole, Kaipi really emphasized having junglers in general. Like they had the Chen in Game 2, the Enigma in Game 1, so they really want to try and maximize their farm in the jungle, but they have to be careful not to fall behind early. They ban out the Brood, the Bounty, some of those pesky heroes to contest the jungle, but I'd be just as worried about their lanes being contested with the jungle Enigma than the Enigma's jungle itself.
Yeah, I mean, you can do so much to threaten the lanes early on here, and it means that Kaipi's safe laner can't be a very greedy one. I mean, like, with the Fury, and you look at heroes like Spectre, but you have to go for something that's very self-sufficient. No, okay! Contest lanes, please, Empire. Like, this seems like just opening, a walkover in terms of the early game.
And not even just the early game. If you have a good early game, you transition into a mid game where you've got Beastmaster plus Venjora, you push fast, you take Roche fast, you put an Aegis on OD. That's probably one of the best heroes to have an Aegis on in the mid game. You have like a Blink, Drums, Treads, and an Aegis to back you up. You can go blinking into all kinds of situations. This, to me, looks very scary. The Spectre, like you say, I don't think it's like necessarily a straight up awful pick by any means, because I think the hero has a lot of merits. Even when you have a bad laning stage, you catch up so well by getting haunt kills and just playing that kind of ganking Spectre style in the kind of early to mid game. But like you say, Empire have the potential just to snowball out of control.
Yeah, and I mean, this is very clearly put out in the first 3 picks. Like, if you last pick a Spectre, you get a support that can buy space and babysit really well, and Empire haven't drafted too much push, too much early game, then yeah, I think you can find a way to make Spectre and Enigma work on the same team, even though the economy says differently. But first 3 picks against already 2 push-oriented heroes, you know you're in for it. Zeus is going to be able to do a lot in the early game. It looks like it's just going to be a safe lane OD. That's all the carry they need. They're going to mid the Zeus, and then they'll just push towers down.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Beastmaster Venge turns, like, all your heroes into pseudo right-click carries, and at least to some extent. Maybe Zeus less so, but Zeus always wants to be casting spells. But, like, your Beastmaster, your Venge will do, like, some right-click damage here or there. You can break buildings in Siege, even though you don't have any single sieging hero, because you've got the Beastmaster Venge. You're going to have Necro books, so you've got the summons there in the front lines, and I think the Zeus, just as a hero, like, actually deals with Enigma nature. Like, it takes out the summons really easily because of the Arc Lightning. It's percent-based damage to kind of just chip away constantly at the Spectres. So I think the Zeus pick is fantastic here, and it was just a matter of fitting it in with the lanes, and you do that by putting OD safe lane. So very strong draft from Team Empire. I'm definitely, like, favoring them as things currently stand. I'm not sure what Kaipi can really suddenly throw in there to change things. You're looking at, like, a mid laner and just your standard laning support, so they're going to go for AoE, they're going to go for team fight, and they get Queen of Pain. This also gives them some ability to try and defend those towers. What do you make of the Queen of Pain? Was it the pick?
I mean, it definitely gives them the opportunity to fight early a little bit. I mean, Nature's Prophet, Queen of Pain, engaging in almost every fight, at least being able to TP to the tower and blink, and it means that you can definitely come to terms with whatever Empire bring to bear against you, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of potential for Empire to just push in between the cooldowns. In between Haunt and Sonic Wave, there's not much to be afraid of as long as you're keeping distance from the black hole. So there are going to be multiple times this game where Spectre and Queen of Pain do not have their ultimates available, and Empire, even if they lost a fight, they can respawn and take Roshan or something on the back of that. So I really do feel like there's some real threat, nevertheless. And I think that their last pick has to be fully turtle-oriented. The Witch Doctor is a great hero to defend high ground, just could lane against the Beastmaster really well with the cask, and then Death Ward is something that you kind of have to be afraid of. Like, this multi-channeled ability in Kaipi's Game 1 was able to do some good work for them, but I don't know. It feels like now they're just going to be under so much pressure.
And this is a hero. Doom is one of those run at you with Scorched Earth and Infernal Blade you, and you're not going to farm. You're not going to have a fun time. This is also a kind of 4-position hero that can transition into a core/semi-carry as well. So it kind of also shores up their mid to late game a bit, but without having a weak early game. Like this new Doom, where we're seeing the Infernal Blade skilled up very early on nowadays, and just go for that fast phase boots drum build or Trinkle's drums just to apply pressure, is going to make it very difficult for the Spectre this game. So I really worried for the early game of Kaipi just collapsing here.
Yeah, I'm curious how if they're going to go for the 4-position Doom over the 4-position Zeus. I would favor that, but it really comes down to what they're...
We talked about the... Oh, you mean like as in Doom played as like a mid or something? And the Zeus
like,
as a support?
Well, it would have to be a mix of the lanes. It would be like a safe lane core Doom or something like that. But I think if the Doom support's better, it's just... Again, I've been casted all these other regions, and they play the Doom very differently than the recent trend from Dota Pit and all this other stuff in Europe.
Well, Miposhka picks it up, so he's normally that. He's been playing the Earth Spirit for Team Empire so far, so likely that kind of...
I like that.
4-position roaming / I mean, we say like roaming, he may end up just spending a lot of time in the offlane because they can contest the Spectre's lane. You look at the Borislow with an Infernal Blade and Scorched Earth, like that's not an easy lane for Spectre to get any farm in. There is the worry that, I mean, Dazzle is a good support to have against that. You've got low base armor on the Doom himself, and Dazzle can help sustain the lane as well as kind of counterplay some of the aggression.
Alright, so quick little pause, but we're going to be getting underway with what I think will be a fast and furious game. This is going to be heavy confrontations, and it really comes down to how Kaipi execute the first several engagements, and then after ultimates come out, the next 3. Like, that's really what it comes down to in my mind.
Yeah, and it feels like there's steps for Kaipi just to stay in this game. Like, 1, you can't get completely destroyed in the lanes. 2, and even if you don't get destroyed in the lanes, you have to make sure, like, your first couple engagements with the Haunt, with your big team fight, with, like, the Qual ultimate, the Nature's Prophet ulti TP, and those are successful fights. Empire as a whole have much more room for error with their draft. It's much easier to execute what they're doing in general.
Alright, so Scandal going out to the mid lane, and all he's got is the Clarity and the Shared Tango. This guy's going to be rushing a very fast bottle here. Do you think there's any chance for Sing Sing to snipe it?
That'd be great. It's probably the one hero that sniping their courier hurts the most. I can't really think of anything worse than a Zeus losing their courier because, like you say, this is the build. Like, there's no real... Every time I see like a Zeus on my team in a pub get a null talisman, I just like die a little inside. I'm like, what is this null? What are you right-clicking as a Zeus? 90% of your last hits is Arc Lightning, let's be honest here. Or at least like 80%, so... I don't think so. Sing Sing's already got Nature's Call. If anyone's going to courier snipe, it's more likely the Dazzle. I think there's like plays Dazzle can make where there's like a cool little spot you can hide behind the tier 1 tower from the bottom lane. Like after the runes are picked up, you can kind of hide yourself there. So if anyone does it, it's Dazzle. is my prediction.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. We actually have a pretty aggressive movement towards the bottom rune spawn, so it is going to be Cancel to take the top bounty rune and Scandal to take the bottom one, getting that bottle out super fast. And from
Dazzle
there,
has a smoke. Like when I see a Dazzle with a smoke, I'm like, is that to me is like a courier sniping item?
Yeah.
I don't know why. What is he ganking? Unless he's just preemptively buying it and waiting for Enigma to hit level 6. But I mean, the bottle's already coming out, so he's not going to be there in time.
If he's not sniping, the only reason is just to keep the cooldown rolling. It's just to say we want some more smokes this game, and it's worth the 50 gold investment in a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's actually good, like you say. 50 gold investment, it's cheaper than it used to be, why not? So what's Doom? If he finds a Satyr, you're just like, you're in business. You've won your lane. He won't find one immediately. There's a Hellbear, which he's going to grab anyways, and we'll go to lane. It's a bit of an extra attack speed, which is always nice for actually trading hits in this lane. And that's something which, come with me, could be in some trouble. He's got the heal here, maybe forced to use it. If they hit the clap here, it may even be a kill here.
And they're going to get a new boar, so he's going to have to go for the long walk around. Still going to lose a few
Boar
hits.
gets one right click off. Miposhka's got boots. He may actually be able to break the gap here. Another boar hit. I think they may actually get this kill. He needs to start healing himself. He needs to start tangoing. Clap coming in soon.
Oh, you know what he needed to do? Iron Branch the choke point. If he had dropped a branch down, put a tree in that choke point, he would not have taken all that damage. But in the end, he still gets under tower. The mana exhausted from Miposhka.
Not too bad. Mid lane, there was a lot of trading hits from Cancel as well as Zeus. I believe Cancel must have popped his salve because I saw him like half HP or lower, and he's bringing out a salve and a clarity. Jeez, Cancel. Really committing early onto the regen, and that's one of the nice things about the Zeus. Well, he salves himself as well, but with the early bottle and bottle crow, it means he's not like wasting as much money on consumables in this lane.
Yeah.
But
and
Queen of Pain
be able to get road control. I
Yeah.
think this team is much better at rotating early for those.
Gosh, Miposhka getting very low down bottom. The Dazzle punishing him. Going for that boots first is always nice for the movement speed, but hey, you're seeing on 0 armor. And against a hero like Dazzle, who can do a decent amount of physical damage, already has points in the poison touch. He's going to go for it. Miposhka. This may actually be a kill. He needs one more. Scorched Earth is there with the dagger. I think they're going to get it. No, it's not enough. Poison touch won't tick him over, and they're going to get the counter kill. Beastmaster brings down Dazzle. Come with me. Thought he had it. But Doom, I think he just got the mana for the Scorched Earth. I think that's why he went in for the kill, thinking he didn't have the mana for it. And
exactly. The Tango had just chewed on just enough to give him the HP, and then the mana had just come out for the score. So it was extremely close for that kill to go the other way.
Bone 7 taking a little harassed by Afterlife, but the TP from Dazzle, it will be enough to force Beastmaster back. All but Venom pickup. That's very much signs that they want to go aggressive. They want to contest this lane and want to bully as much as possible. I imagine Doom may be just looking to TP on back down here. Oh no, he's going to TP mid to refill Zeus's bottle, but that's a easy transition from, oh, TP mid, refill your bottle, and then you just go straight back towards that bottom lane. Again, he'd love to find a Satyr, which it doesn't look like there's any around or about, so he's going to be...
Or Mud Golem. That'd be good too.
Mud Golems are also fantastic, but the Hellbear is like a so-so. It's not like the worst you can get. It's not as bad. Like, to me, Centaurs is probably one of the worst you can find. Dark Trolls are pretty bad as well.
Unless if you're taking it from your enemy, it might be not too bad.
Yeah. Well, he's going to find a center, yeah, like you say. He takes it from his enemy. He's going to be forced to pop the Scorched Earth to try and heal himself up with the Queen of Pain rotation. I believe they should be able to get this kill here. Miposhka, another screen going to be coming soon, and Miposhka trying to maybe try and find a way he can deny himself, but 2 seconds, another blink, which won't even be needed. But, oh, hello, Dazzle. Loses his life to a Beastmaster solo. Afterlife is just playing sensationally in this bottom lane. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an escape plan as Bone 7 manages to chase him down with the dagger. 2 points in that, and then the Desolate hit to finish him off.
Yeah. So obviously, like you said, the item build is perfect for Beastmaster to get very involved in this lane. I mean, even going from the Mango along with the Stout Shield. Mango Stout Shield is all about just sustained hit trading. You're not going to go for the burst mana on a Beastmaster until you're level 6. So there's no reason to rush the Mango unless you're really relying on that continuous HP regen. So Orb of Venom, Stout Shield, Mango, he's all about just getting right up in there and putting the pressure out. And now once again, he has to
finding kills, but like looking just at the raw CS, there's a lot of just general farm going the way of Kaipi here, so I don't feel like they're actually too worried about this early game. Spectre has not really been shut down until now. He's got a potential kill coming his way. He hits the Centaur stun, and Bone7 needs an escape plan. He's got it in the form of the Spectral Dagger over the trees, and that will mean the chase will end. He's the top farmer so far, but I'm not sure if that will remain the case. Given,
and then Zeus gets baited into the rune. They actually have the Observer Ward ready, and
going down to Dazzle.
Walks right into it.
Not sure how well Bone7 can sustain himself in this lane and maintain his top farm, but he's got salve from Come With Me, so he actually doesn't have to go back to base. He's just out of mana here, unfortunately.
Alright, so it's definitely going to require more dedication from Come With Me to kind of sit this lane and keep it alive. In the meantime, Doom, he's got his Tranquil Boots, I would presume, coming out very, very shortly, and he's just looking for a different creep. He ends up eating the same thing, it looks like the Centaur, but all the same, he's still keeping that aggressive stance bottom.
Yep. So he's going to swing back towards mid lane a bit, but this early game looking, for the most part, pretty good for Kaipi. 4 heroes farming, getting CS well. They've evened things up on kills and gotten some, like an important kill on that on the Zeus at the bottom ring there. Zeus just about to hit level 5. Queen of Pain has level 6 already, and this is a Sonic Wave potential kill here. Enigma's smoking pre-level 6. Venge is in position, but I don't think they can save him here. Sonic Wave is going to be there. Is the damage enough? They're going to get the kill back on cancel though, so they even things up 1 for 1. Sing Sing's TP'd in, but doesn't find a second kill out of it, so ultimately maybe not exactly a worthwhile TP from Sing Sing. But the idea was right.
Yeah, in the end, like they see that conversation, you just have to make a quick response. You really can't even hesitate to assess it. But in the end, it's great that Empire were at least able to be there to respond to get the counter kill on the Queen of Pain. But I would say overall, the big thing that's been hurting the most is Scandal's experience. The fact is he didn't get part of that kill, and he's also been denied 12 times by the Queen of Pain. Scandal is not even close to level 6, while we do see Cancel already at level 7.
And there's so many things that can kill him now. Not yet. Level 7 on Cancel. Bone7's hit level 6. He's got Haunt coming to play. Raw coming out bottom lane. Dazzle gets the heal off. Has a Grave to follow as well. Afterlife, he didn't do the math. He's going to go down. Could not kill Dazzle before the heal Grave. And Bone7 going to get a kill out of this one. Actually, Dazzle with the Poison Touch getting the kill. Zeus has rotated in, but again, we talked about this is a level 5 Zeus. You've got an Arcane Rune, well, you've only got limited spells and damage output. I don't really see them killing Bone7 here. Haunt going to come into play. It looks like top lane's where they want to go. Sterlinia, he's already used the Astral, and that's why Sing Sing made the call to come top, and Bone7 with the Enigma's help as well gets this kill. Everything suddenly coming together for the team of Kaipi.
Yeah, I gotta say, it mostly comes down to how well Bone7 has been able to execute in the laning phase. The fact that he's 1-0 and 2 as a Spectre,
and he CS so well against the Beastmaster. I mean, so much of that goes back to the Dazzle and what Dazzle did in the lane.
Probably did so well in Game 1 and Game 3 for this laning, these laning phases, and he's set up Bone7 for success. This is the configuration that works. Come with a supporting Bone7 has dominated the safe lane for Kaipi.
And it kind of well. I feel like I was almost like misled by like, oh, Dazzle died. Like he gave up first blood, I believe. And then he died a couple times in lane, but it was very much like he was tanking the spells. Like it was Doom using Scorched Earth, Infernal Blade, chewing through his mana pool to kill the Dazzle, and at no point was Spectre getting harassed or really taking any damage from those spells. So it really did kind of work in their favor, and they're not done. They've got a black hole on Enigma up here. They're going to dagger in from the trees here. Bone7 gets stunned up. Mad needs to get in a bit closer. I'm not sure if he's going to get close enough to the black hole. He loses his mana from the OD. Sanity's a clip.
Come on, Zeus ulti!
Uh-oh. Mana. He's keeping home. He's keeping home. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, if they missed that kill, I don't even know. Maybe that would be a complete waste of the Sands Eclipse, and in the end, they only get the Furion for it.
Well, TPing bottom can come with me. Just looking to repel the Beastmaster a little bit. He has got Iron Talon. He's about to hit level 7, so we'll see that Max Call the Wild in just a second. Cancel's next Sonic Wave is now available, so I can imagine Queen of Pain looking to find another kill somewhere where possible.
Alright, Alright, so without the Sanities, they have to rely pretty much entirely on the Roar to make things happen. So they're moving to the right place. Bottom lane is definitely where they need to take a fight. But if you just open on the Dazzle, is that enough?
Well, I feel like they can't. They want to get the Spectre kill, but it's a matter of how do you get the Spectre kill. Like if you have to commit the Roar to Dazzle, you're probably not killing the Spectre. And Dazzle scouts out the smoke gang. Come with me, he's going to die here, but he's done his job. He's kept Bone 7 alive. Mad's TP'd in, has a black hole, but he's going to take the Roar. This is maybe not the best fight for Kaipi as a result. Mad, Sonic Wave is there, don't get a chance to black hole, but that stream Sonic Wave from Cancel. He annihilates the side of Team Empire, gets himself and his team 4 kills in return. 2 of them going the way of Queen of Pain, 1 going to the Prophet, 1 going to the Bone 7 Spectre, and oh, even better, Urn Charges. 4 Urn Charges all of a sudden for Bone 7. He can sustain himself in lane, he can use these to kind of transition for his next couple of ganks. Oh boy, was that a great TP rotation. Cancel coming up big there.
As they walk through the valley, the Shadow of Death, getting hit by just such a massive Sonic Wave that even killed the Courier. Like, their eardrums are still ringing, but we're going to see Miposhka try to respond. He's got the Doom, but, I mean, it feels so forced right now. Empire getting absolutely destroyed in the 2 most critical parts of the game, the laning phase, and now this point where all the ultimates are online. 2 massive Sonic Waves coming out from Cancel. One of them only netting 1 kill, but doing a lot of damage. This one doing so much more.
Yeah, and they've just been so good with the rotations. Like, there's no hero on the Empire side that's really looked to be doing well. Like, for a short while, it's like, okay, Odie's free farming the safe lane, and then you've got a Spectre who haunts up there, ganks the lane, takes the tower, really puts pressure onto the Dire jungle by taking that top tier 1 Dire tower, and now you've got this lineup which has the global presence of Spectre as well as Nature's Prophet. You've got Queen of Pain who's very mobile, and makes it very hard for Empire to kind of get their farm. Heroes like OD have to always be worried about ganks, and speaking of ganks, seeing he TP's in to the top lane, looks like he may be looking for this kill, loses vision, gets him actually with the ultimate in the end. Spectre could go for a haunt soon, maybe? No, 20 seconds, it's still a bit too far away. And Cancel with a DD TP'd up there, but does not have Sonic Wave as well, so perhaps not the time to fight.
Alright, so at this point in time, we're going to be seeing the mechanism coming out in 500 gold for Mad, and at that point, it's really, really difficult for Empire to find kills unless they're dooming the Enigma, unless they're killing him in a roar, something to try to bring him down before he gets his abilities out, because that mechanism, combined with the Dazzle's strength of healing and graving, it just allows these heroes to survive for so long. It allows the Queen of Pain to go crazy aggressive, and this Queen of Pain is going to snowball. She's going to go for the Orchid, she's going to have a very fast level 11, and even the OD can't consider himself safe.
And we talked a lot about Kaipi's lineup being a bit on the greedy side, but when you win the early game, things are looking incredibly amazing because of that. It's not only that they got away with their greed, but it's that they won the lanes. They're putting pressure on the Empire, who don't exactly want to be playing from behind here. They're going to put them in a position where they've got to make a lot happen in the next 5 minutes of the game. They're going to go right onto the aggressive to try and smoke up, find some pickoffs, and it's got to come through kills. They can't try and farm their way back in this game. They've got to try and find pickoffs, use Doom, use the kind of global presence of the Zeus ultimate as well as the Beastmaster Roar to find those pickoffs.
I feel a big problem for Empire right now is just like how Miposhka and Afterlife have just made these little mistakes in their exchanges with the Dazzle. Like every single time they seem to be coming up just a little bit short in terms of their damage output. And obviously the Dazzle in the first exchange made that mistake, but the wasted Roar down bottom, Miposhka just not really contributing nearly as much. And honestly, just getting shafted by the spawns. The neutral creeps have not been favoring the Doom at all.
Hello. They found the OD. Prophet TP's up there, summons streams. They're helping tank the tower as well. There's a black hole if they need it, but they sure as hell don't. The Radiant Observer Ward vision on this Dire jungle. This all goes back to losing that top tier 1 tower. Kaipi have completely taken over this top side of the map as a result, making it impossible for OD to farm, and also
this Roche
entirely possible for Kaipi to get vision up. And
I don't even know if it's Roche, dude. Like, the OD will come in as quick as he can, but
level 1 wave.
Definitely have the wherewithal to respond.
It's going to be a very slow Roche. Necro 1, level 1 wave, not an easy one. And here comes Kaipi. This could just be a disaster. This could be almost the end for Empire. Hits the Necro box, so takes a bit of damage. May want to earn himself back up. He gets healed up first. May need a Grave Bone 7. Kept alive a little bit longer, needs to get away from this Gojo. The Sonic Wave again! Cancel on point, he blinks in with a scream, needs to be a little bit careful, that blink's not coming out for a little bit longer, and Cancel actually going to pay the price as a result, and they don't get the kill on the Doom. That Doom onto Enigma, preventing the mech, obviously preventing the black hole, but I feel more importantly than preventing the black hole was preventing the mech there, because without mech, Queen of Pain and Nature's Prophet go down. The Spectre couldn't heal himself up as quickly to keep in fighting shape.
Not over yet.
Selenier. Ramsey's getting aggressive here. He's got the Sandy's Eclipse. He wants to fight around it, but without Doom, they're going to be very respectful towards that Enigma Black Hole. Spectre goes down, but he's got a buyback. Is he going to go for it? Doesn't look like it. Not without a Haunt. The Black Hole. Not the result they were hoping for. Neutral Creep gets the kill on the OD. Now the mech comes into play. And when your mech basically got used after the fight just to solo heal yourself when it doesn't even save your life. That is not the outcome Kaipi were hoping for. Empire just kind of toyed them around really well.
Yeah, they did get the bounce around on the Eidolons. The Shadow Wave got the heal bomb that hit the OD, but unfortunately the Hellbear Smasher was able to be the one that finished the job. So yeah, the Black Hole completely wasted. The mechanism not a part of that fight because of a really well-used Doom from Miposhka. So while the Lightning Doom did not contribute nearly as much as we were hoping, he is now doing work with his ultimate. Still, Spectre got a kill out of that in the end. She actually threw a dagger into the pit, kills off the Doom, and forces Empire away from the pit a little bit. But they did, of course, see the Black Hole. They are going to be looking at this Roshan, and they're going to be feeling a lot more confident about it while the Haunt is still on cooldown.
Still a bit of a risky move. I don't feel like they've got all the items they could hope for, but Dazzle runs in somewhat alone, and importantly for Empire is they have the vision advantage still. At least to the extent they've got the Hawk, they've got summons that can be sent out to scout, and they will finally secure themselves Roshan. But Cancel, top lane's actually pressuring a tier 3 tower here. Gets off just 400-500 damage onto that, as well as a lot of extra farm. It's really pressure all over the map coming from Kaipi, except towards Roshan, which they just didn't feel like they were in fighting shape for. Cancel with that farm at top lane, getting very close to that Orchid completion.
Does feel like Empire were pretty dependent on this Roshan. I wouldn't say like we're going to be seeing the same Roche situation that we saw in game number 1, where they look for 4 nearly uncontested Roches because they absolutely need it to engage in any fights. Empire do have a lot of fight potential with a Doom on the right target, but I still feel like this is the momentum shift they needed, because the first half of this game has not gone anywhere near what was planned in the draft.
And the Orchid makes a big difference, because in my mind, like a Doom has to walk in to get off that ultimate, and it's very likely he's going to be one of the prime Orchid candidates at the start of a fight. If Cancel can find him, he's going to look to blow up the Doom, prevent that ultimate coming off. If not the Doom, it's someone like the Beastmaster. One of those big ultimates is ideally getting taken out of the fight by Kaipi through this Orchid. And there's up until now, Kaipi have not had the best initiation. If the Doom's trying to run in to get off a Doom, what do you have to stop it? You have a Malefice, and that's really it. So it's been very easy for Doom to get off that ultimate on key targets, but that changes with the Orchid.
I feel a little bit differently about it, actually. I obviously, the Doom and the Roar are huge cooldowns that you want to try to at least delay, if not prevent, but I also see a lot of potential in them being able to actually burst down heroes like Zeus and OD during that, and I feel like Orchid is that much more valuable if you can use it to kill a hero without them getting a single spell out and contributing anything to the fight. So if there's an opportunity, I still think he'll jump on Ramses or on to Scandal, and it's going to be on Empire to space themselves out to prevent.
Well, see, Cancel finish that Orchid in a couple hundred gold now, and leaves the space for Bone 7. The smoke into the Radiant Jungle. It's close to the Enigma, doesn't immediately find him, and Matt's gone a little bit further away. They pop the drum and everything, but doesn't look like they'll quite get close enough. Mad gets away. Oh no. Smoke movement unsuccessful, and right now Team Kaipi have going to be feeling pretty good about themselves with that. They immediately TP Sing to the top lane to start pressuring what is a completely exposed tier 3 tower very early on in the game, which, considering we're going to be seeing an Ag Scepter up very early on Sing's Nature's Prophet, that's a big concern that the split push, once it comes into play, or already has come into play.
Yeah, and I don't think that Hag's Prophet was a consideration for Empire's draft. They really didn't build themselves up to deal with that kind of threat, because it doesn't make sense logically to when you're worried about the Spectre and the Enigma getting large item progression and being able to take it mid to late game, you're not really considering the Prophet getting 4,200 gold in the mix of that. So they don't really have a great answer to it. Arc Lightning is pretty much the best they have, and it might really reshape how they have to position themselves on the map.
Zeus is going to be the one in charge of the high ground defense for now. He's sent home. He's going to be spamming out that Acolyte. So pretty good at dealing with the tree and some just general pushes. But that means with Zeus top, they're going to try to fight around this mid lane. They've used the Haunt. Bone 7 goes in, bounces from one illusion to the next. He then bounces himself out of there as Sing goes down. He TP'd himself in. Perhaps a bit of miscommunication. Now Bone 7 roared up. Going to get mana burn very low here. The Grave is there. Bone 7, no chance to really TP away. No D, one or two more right clicks should secure the kill. It's Empire pushing things back.
They still have the Doom too.
In their favor, and with a Nature's Prophet buyback, I think Empire may reconsider chasing, but I think they're still in a very good position to retreat and not find themselves giving up any kills. It's actually seeing TPing towards the top lane after buying back, and ultimately a buyback that he's probably regretting at this point.
Yeah, I would say so. There's not nearly as much value out of it. Zeus is immediately happy to walk back.
Caught by the swap, doomed up, taken out, and
oh no,
damage not done now. They've still got the Aegis, as you highlighted, and they've now got to catch with the swap. They're going to catch out. Whoa! That Dazzle Shadow Wave Bomb. Doom, you haven't got much armor. And it's evident there more than ever. As he gets taken out. Zeus actually dying in the top lane. He was the one defending against the Nature's Prophet, and Queen of Pain swoops in, takes him out. He didn't have to commit the Sonic Wave. It was just the Orchid, and makes things look a little bit better right now for Kaipi as far as where things stand. But Empire have got... When we talked about how important that Roshan was to them and how it was such a, like, that was their big objective, they've gotten a lot done with this Aegis.
Most certainly, but obviously losing the top lane and the Doom just accidentally like that, it does kind of turn against them a little bit, where it was very clear-cut an Empire victory. Now it's a bit of sour grapes, but we'll see. Some items come out nevertheless. Atos up for Ramses, and actually going to be seeing that pipe progression again for Mad.
The Aegis is about to expire, so... Let's be a little bit careful here. We'll be regenning soon, but could we see that jump in, cancel out the regen, kill him off, but no one in position to do so. Cancel smoked up, and Kaipi were preemptively smoked even before the Aegis expired, very much to play around this timing. They want to fight, they want to find a pick off, and OD is pushing up this top lane. He may be on the receiving end of the gank. They show the Spectre bottom, they show the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane. Will they catch the OD? I say that as there's also a counter gank going towards the Spectre at bottom lane. Spectre, is he going to get in top lane? He did not get the roar off on bottom, and it looks like, yeah, they will get the kill on Stalenia. Yep, they bring him down. Spectre, where did he go? He's going to be in the middle of a black hole that's killing off the Doom. 3 dead, nothing in return. Beastmaster was just...
Did they take racks off this?
I believe so. No buybacks on anyone but Doom.
Oh my gosh, I mean...
That was so close. Beastmaster was like a second late to get the roar on Spectre. If he roared Spectre, I think he just solo kills Spectre with Necro 3.
Advantage was there too, so you get the Magic Missile Wave of Terror. That is guaranteed a kill. No Spectre in the fight, no Haunt in the fight.
He wasn't even haunting to avoid the gank. He was haunting to go top to get the kill, so it was very much a bit of like bad luck from Team Empire, although perhaps you could kind of talk about the OD going out of position with as many heroes missing on the map, but as far as the play at bottom lane, that was exactly the right thing to do for Team Empire.
What is this movement here? Like Bone 7 and Come With Me circling 3 times over. Now the Doom finally comes out onto Cancel, and they're just going to try to back off on that.
It's not going to be Rax, it's going to be just a tier 3 tower for now. The chase is on, doesn't look like they'll catch Cancel. He's hugging the tree lines, trying to use the Fog of War as effectively as possible. Mad, Mech Complete almost has a pipe as well. Range Rex surviving on 9 HP. Not too big a deal. Gives you a nice chunk of gold at this stage of the game for Kaipi, but they can come back for it later. The Eidolon's actually going in. Can they get it? 1 or 2 right clicks, they do! Enigma! The hero Eidolons will die for the greater good as they bring down the first racks of the game here. 21 minutes, 50 seconds in.
Yeah, and they're walking away with an Observer Ward up there, so Sing can do even more work with the Rat now that he's got the Aghanims up and he's got the vision, so that he knows if it's safe to make that move. And anytime Empire show out on mid or bottom lane, Sing's going to be immediately top and know exactly what he's up against.
I think at this stage of the game, we talked about Empire having a lot of room for error. Now we're at the point where there isn't much room for error. You lose a fight, you will lose a lane of racks. And if you make a small mistake, the global presence of heroes like Spectre, Nature's Prophet will punish them really hard. So you have to be very careful about how you play things now that you're playing from behind. When you're ahead, you can make errors and just kind of play. Things are very open as far as how you want to play things out. But right now, you've got to play a flawless game if you're Team Empire.
And we still have a couple good offensive awards from Empire. They've got the Hawk out as well, so they can still play really well on the Radiant side of the map. Interestingly enough, it's actually advantageous for Kaipi to play on the Dire side and Empire to play on the Radiant side right now in terms of positioning on the map. But we do see Cancel essentially just waiting for his opportunity. Lightning Bolt doesn't see it, it does, but maybe they won't expect the Queen of Pain blinking in with the Orchid. They won't have to because...
And this is not just the Queen of Pain, there's always that Spectre Haunt. But perhaps not sure how many heroes are there, and there's importantly a Vengeful Spirit with the swap to save him behind.
He's gonna get gone on, but I think Venge will die.
Well, if you time the Horn, it may be after the swap, and we could still see the kill. We'll see how things kind of play out there. Bone 7 in position. It looks like he just picked up an ultimate orb, so we'll be going for the full Manta, not going to go for any kind of Radiance build here.
It's interesting, like, Cancel spent so much time and effort getting here, and it feels like that's the opportunity he was looking for making that move, but just the lack of information.
He's scared, you know. It's the Beastmaster missing. If Beastmaster had, like, shown in bottom lane, I think he goes for it, but when Beastmaster's missing from the map, you've got to play somewhat scared. They now do see him. Tree into the bottom lane, pop out, see the Beastmaster, see the Doom, and that's the information Kaipi really need at this game, is where is the Beastmaster? He's the one with the highest kill potential on the side of Empire right now.
Yeah, and of course, Roche going to be respawning in a minute and a half. So far, Empire doing really well at covering any kind of ward coverage coming in for the Radiant side, as they do have the Lightning Bolt action. They could also pick up a gem on the Beastmaster if they really wanted to prioritize it, but right now, there's no ward vision across the entire map for Kaipi. They really need to make sure that they get some wards down with their next smoke or next rotation, because this next Roche could give Empire again the foothold they need to stay in this game.
It's really been a series of Roches. I mean, going back to both Game 1 and Game 2, I feel like Empire took something like 5 Roches, at least 4 Roches in Game 1. Game 2, again, really taking advantage of being on that dire side. And it's Kaipi who preferred to be on the Radiant side when they've had the choice, but we've seen game after game Empire drafting around, to some extent, the Roshan. And right now, Horn coming in, mid lane. Delenia could be in some trouble here. They're going to commit the Sonic Wave for this one as well, and keeping in is the Nature's Prophet. Now the Zeus ultimate goes flying up, but the Mech, the Pipe are both there, and this is going to block a lot of this damage. The Roar comes out on Man as well as the Doom. That's a big commitment just for one hero. They should be able to get this kill. He gets graved up for now. That won't keep him alive for good, I can only imagine. Sing on the Nature's Prophet. King R wants him. We'll get him, though. Maybe a death that could have been avoided despite how low he was. The blocks onto the Vengeful Spirit could see a return kill coming out from Bone 7 on the backlines. It's Queen of Pain taking out Beastmaster, and despite Sing going down, still a very convincing win, and the Enigma surviving.
He got healed back to back over and over. Shadow Wave, they actually got him away from the Necronomicon creeps, and they just keep on healing him. He drops down to double-digit HP from the Doom, but he survives through it all, and he can use the Soul Ring to continue his offensive.
And we'll be a little bit limited on mana for a full Black Hole. We'll have to see what he decides to prioritize. I almost feel like he may just prioritize the Pipe and the Mech because of the fact that you can't necessarily rely on the Black Hole, but he's been Arcane's boots back up. His mana pool's starting to rebuild itself, and they're chipping away this melee racks, but decide it's not the time or place to commit to it, and they will back off, take their spoils, and leave. Bone 7 getting a little bit more farmed as a result. Manta style 700 gold. Not the most farmed Spectre, but a Spectre very much in fighting shape. He can offer a lot to this team, even if he isn't that most farmed carry in the game status.
What do you think about the Roche potential at the end of that exchange for Kaipi? Obviously, they don't have a medallion, they were down a hero, but it was just the Venge buyback that they forced out from their base play, and maybe they could have gotten something more if they had gone for the pit.
It's definitely possible, but I think we're starting to get to that stage of the game where just having your summons and your Dazzle Heal to sustain it isn't quite enough, to bring it down in a very timely fashion.
Yeah, Roche is a little bit tankier with the new patch, the bug fix too.
Yes, that too, so I think it's a lot harder for them because they don't have minus armor and they don't have good physical damage. The summons are pretty good, but not amazing.
Okay.
And very much, it felt like they just kind of tunnel visioned on the top lane. Okay, we might be able to get a melee Rex and get a buyback, or get a buyback or two, which they did get the one buyback. So we'll see what the next move's going to be. Kaipi in a very comfortable position, I feel, just because of the Nature's Prophet ability to keep these lanes pushed out and kind of control the tempo of the game.
Yeah. And, I mean, is there any item that can really make that adjustment? I mean, sure, you've got Wild Axes, you've got Arc Lightning, the Veil will help deal with that a little bit, but in general, you don't have your classic cores that could just go for a Maelstrom, a Mjolnir, or a Battle Fury and push this out.
It's really only Zeus, and the problem with Zeus being the one to defend and push out the lane is he's one of the most vulnerable hero to games, so you can't just rely on your Zeus to solely push out top lane when there's a Spectre Horn, a Nature's Prophet TP, a Qual with an Orchid. I think this Zeus is always going to be saying, hey guys, I want to push out top lane, but I'm probably going to die doing so.
I mean, to his credit, he's avoided it. The Venge has been right behind him, and that's been really good positioning and play from them. But yeah, it does make it scary that anytime Empire actually shows opposite side of the map without BOTs immediately ready, because you're going to have to stack some TPs. It just, I don't know. It gets awkward pretty quickly. We're going to see that just force into the pit here, going essentially man mode with the double damage and the weave.
Yep. Sing just using a Sprout for some vision here. Gets a dagger off onto Zeus as well. Bone 7. Not going to commit over the cliff to chase him down. Dire have got a Hawk here, so they do see inside to the pit, at least to some extent here. They see a lot of what's going on. They see Roche starting to get low. Will they make an engagement here? Kaipi, they kind of back off for now. They got Roche very low. They're just waiting for some treants that seems to tank it up. And the Hawk, they know it's there. They get the Blink Scream though, deny a lot of the vision here. He goes Ramsey. The BKBOD goes on Bone 7. No grave in time. They burst him down, but he buys back with a Haunt. This could be the turnaround though. What a hero to have a buyback on. Instantly back in the fight. They're going to chase down the Black Hole. Only catches the Zeus who gets banished. They should still be able to finish him off now. Bone 7 trying to chase down Beastmaster. They do end up getting scanned on the Zeus. It comes at the cost of the Queen of Pain though. Bone 7 getting 1 kill. King R TP out. Should be a-okay. And Roshan will be secured for Kaipi. Wow, man. Roche is sitting on 200 HP the entire time. What the hell's going on?
It's ridiculous, but I feel like Empire, again, making the mistake of stacking their disables. Doom and Roar have been on the same target almost every time, and I think that's a shot-calling error. That's somebody saying very vaguely, we need to shut down so-and-so. You just call hero names, and you're not actually coordinating who's doing what. Yeah. So you see that they waste abilities on the first life of the Spectre, and she comes back full force with the buyback haunt. Just perfect. Now they've got the Roche, now they've got the base pressure, and Empire have no cooldowns.
Similarly, some of the big cooldowns for Kaipi also missing. You haven't got the Haunt or the Black Hole. Even Sonic Wave can be on cooldown, but yep, swap in, Sing needs to be careful. I believe he actually does. Yeah, he's got buyback though, and again, similar to the Spectre, if he goes down, he can instantly TP back in. They've taken the tier 3 tower, and they're going to get to work on the racks now if they want to. Bone 7 has got Aegis. Will get roared up. It looks like they want to go for this one a very early grave, perhaps a bit too early. As Bone 7 will get Astral. Should go
they
down.
Get the Doom here. This could be a huge opening. The Pushka drops down to 35 HP. But he's still alive, and I don't think Sing is going to dive the base for him.
I don't think so either, but Queen of Pain arriving, so push could continue, but Cancel says, look, I haven't got Sonic Wave. Haunt's coming up soon. Black Hole's still on cooldown. Let's just calm things down here. We've got the late game. Not just in like the hard carry sense, but in like the ability just to push out these lanes. We go back to that big problem of who actually pushes out against the Aghanim's Nature's Prophet, and there isn't really a good hero to do so, and that's going to remain a big problem for this Team Empire side.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're fighting some, like, 2 extra racks down from the beginning just because of how much continuous pressure you're facing now from the Axoctarine, and they just don't have the clear. It's going to be, I mean, long build-up. I could still consider, like, Beastmaster building up one of those clearing items. Non-traditional, of course, but you need to get something. Otherwise, you just don't get to... The furthest you get from your base is Roshan.
We'll see what the next move's going to be. It looks like Ramsey as well as Afterlife are just looking for pickoffs. Using that Hawk to scout over the trees. Got the Blink Roar. Got the OD. You can blink in as well. But no heroes to be found.
It's really tough. I mean, like, you've seen time and time again that Empire love to make this kind of backstab into the Radiant jungle, into the bottom part of the lane where somebody's farming, and they've had great success with it. There are so many kill opportunities there because you usually have your most vulnerable person kind of farming in that southern part of the map, but Empire have all this lane pressure to deal with, and they have to play defensively. And a lineup that needs to be offensive strategically, but is forced to play defensively because of Kaipi's capabilities, it makes for a lack of a win condition for Empire. Kaipi have so many ways that they can close this one out over the next 20 minutes, and Empire, I'm not seeing it unless there's a bit of a throw.
And they're just kind of itemizing to deal with some of those big ultimates. These single target Doom as well as Roar. They've got one Lincoln's already in Queen of Pain. It looks like Mad's going for a second on the Enigma. He's been one of the main targets of both those ultimates, and they're just going to look to protect themselves as well as teammates using these, and that's where life can get pretty difficult for Team Empire. They can't rely as much on these big spells, or at least they can't use them maybe when they want to. They've got to wait for someone like Zeus to get in range for a Lightning Bolt. Speaking of Zeus, takes a lot of damage from a Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature.
And they're pinging out. They know a ward's somewhere, but look at how this ward. This is not the one you're expecting.
Oh, yeah. I guess with a Zeus, it's maybe a little easier to find those obscure wards. Like if he tries to like scout the lane, he may catch a glimpse of vision of it. But
sure.
Problem with Zeus is like his team's like, oh, come to ward. He's like, man, I gotta push out this top lane. Like, do you want this top lane pushed out or not? Like, again, Empire just in this endless loop where there's too much this Zeus needs to be doing. He needs to be on the map getting aggressive, providing his DPS at kills. He needs to be back top, pushing out this lane, and it's just not looking possible. Man, this Doom is actually poor. I mean, I feel bad because I remember talking to Draft like, oh, Doom, he can kind of transition to a semi-carry. That's not happening. This Doom is just in absolute poverty right now. Still sitting on just drum sprinkles at 34 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's not going to get much better for him. He's going to have Vladimir's, but other than that, he doesn't have really much long-term trajectory. For
I don't even
his
know if
next
it's worth
set.
getting Vlad's. I feel he may pick up like a Blink Dagger or something instead.
Yeah, I can see that.
You get a lot more out of like a Blink,
I would
Shadow Blade.
I would go Force Staff instead of Blink, because it might be less initiation, but you can break a linkage with it.
Sure, yep, absolutely.
Because you don't have the level depth to do that anymore.
Yeah. They do have the actually Atos. That's one of the better items and ways to break those links, and something I didn't fully consider, but we'll see how that comes into play. Astral being used to push out lanes, that's when you know your entire time's like, oh, let's just Astral this creep wave for the AoE damage. And Diffusal now picked up by Spectre. So Diffusal Manta, a pure quote-unquote fighting build coming out from Bone 7.
Bone 7's actually been lacking in farm, and I would probably have to say it's Sing Sing's fault. Like, the amount he's Wrath of Naturing is obviously
100%.
dictating the course of the game and forcing Empire to stay in one position, but it also means that Bone 7 only has the jungle to work with.
Yep. I don't disagree at all, and if he's been finding kills. You look at a score on like 8, 3, and 12 on Spectre, but let's look at these CSs. 140 CS on Spectre, Nature's Prophet 278. I mean, the carry for Empire, you're looking at 300 CS on OD. Even the Enigma has more raw. Enigma and Qual both have more raw CS than Bone 7. So I think there's definitely some blame. Well, at least not. Maybe blame is the wrong word to use because it's obviously the Kaipi overall gameplay.
Nah, blame Sing Sing. Come on.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's blame Sing Sing. Sure, why not? But all of his teammates have more CS than him. The Qual does. The Enigma does. So it's very much Bone 7 saying, "Oh, you guys, I don't need farm. I'll just fight. I'll gank." He's almost like the decoy carry. Like you focus too much on shutting him down, but realistically, he's not the one that Kaipi even cares much about putting farm on.
Roar top.
Ooh, Sing Sing is being caught out. There's going to be a Haunt loot used to try and counterplay this one. Grave comes in as well. Sing Sing's still alive for now, going for the TP out, and King R won't get the stun off. He tried to turn and go for it, but he got burst down too quickly. Luckily for Beastmaster, managed to blink to the north. His TP on cooldown though, and I think Kaipi maybe know this because he TP'd onto the Hawk. Mad, is he going to look to cut down some trees? Sing Sing still scouting. Can they catch him? He gets another blink out. The 4-star through. They're so close to finding him. He gets another Axes off, and it looks like he will be home free. Oh, nope, they didn't catch vision just yet. Bone 7 daggering over the cliff here. Afterlife, another blink out. Cue the Benny Hill music.
Underground Railroad here, man. He's digging his way through.
They catch vision, but he's TP'd. They finally get vision, but it's as his TP comes off cooldown. Oh, fun stuff at the top lane. Nicely played by Afterlife to get away from the very persistent chase of Kaipi. Bone 7 actually could see a gank come his way. Smoked up Beastmaster right after TPing top. He probably thinks he has a bit of breathing room after the Beastmaster was just chased out of that top lane, but he was chased out of the top lane towards bottom where Doom leads things off the Atos to follow, and the TP's coming a very far away. Bit of time will be bought by the Sandy's Eclipse, but Bone 7's got a way out for this one. He doesn't have a buyback as well. He'll spend his money on an Ogre Club before he goes down, and that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, they really just don't want to take any chances, but I don't feel like they can get all that much done in the process. Sing Sing just goes top lane, keeps Wrath of Naturing, keeps on slowing that push down. They might get a tier 2 tower off of that Spectre pick, but
on the other side, you've got Queen of Pain with the help of the Nature's Prophet ultimate getting a pick off on Beastmaster. And again, Empire are going to have to back off. They've got Treants in mid lane, Treants in top lane. They've got to defend against this relentless Nature's Prophet army just pressing in all 3 lanes, and you've got the Nature's Prophet pushing the lanes, and then the Queen of Pain looking for the pickoffs with the help of the Spectre, when Spectre's alive, that is.
I mean, look at how many wards they have right next to the Dire base. The Zeus just actually cannot deward, and it's almost stubbornness that prevents the Beastmaster from picking up a gem to deal with it.
And typically you'd look at this and be like, oh, Zeus is not playing his hero entirely correctly. He should be bolting more. He should be trying to de-ward, but I don't even think you can really say that about this game. He's just been on constant defense duty. Lincolns will get proc here in the mid lane. Won't get the Astral off. Just the Rod of Atos coming out. And again, Nature's Prophet spams out the ultimate. Takes away Paul Bonechan's farm and things like, oh man, you're dead anyways. What's it matter? It doesn't matter. And these lanes
better get used to it. You're playing Spectre.
It's like Spectre, you respawn. It's like, where do you go when you respawn? He's going to TP bottom and go into his own jungle, but even his jungle's been mostly taken and cleared. There's nowhere for him to go when he respawns. It's such a sad sight. Sing Sing TPs to where he is and summons some Triads. Oh. It's truly sad Spectre.
This is actually just a little bit overkill at this point.
Sing has 7k gold.
It might be a game that they're playing Monkey in the middle with both 7, where he cannot farm a single creep.
At some point, like, you need farm on the Spectre, and Prophet's maxed out, and your Prophet gets maxed out too early. He continues to take more farm on the map by nature. He's pushing out lanes. You want to be doing that.
Hex. So yeah, he's definitely getting close to that point, but they're gonna actually go bottom.
It's down Doom, and this Doom, no escape. Has a swap. He does have escape in the form of King Eye with a swap, but I don't think, King Eye's not even going to go for it. I think he looks at it like, hey, I swap him, he's going to maybe taunt and get the kill anyways, and then we lose 2, so not worth potentially 2 casualties.
And he's going to go for the Hex play? No, he's going mid. Sing Sing just continues to push, and as soon as he finds an opportunity, he's got this 15-second cooldown, and he can just shift Q a Blink Hex.
Exactly, so definitely keep an eye on what he's going to be looking to do as far as catch goes now for the side of Kaipi. Roshan has respawned and, well, we are seeing Kaipi, the first time in this best of 3 series, actually get Roches and Aegises for themselves. Empire looking to march in and contest this one once again. They've even committed the Doom buyback. Goodbye any hopes of item progression for Doom. Perhaps can go for something like a small, stable Blink Dagger, but missing on 900 gold and not much else to work around. And again, the Nature's Prophet Treants pushing in bottom, pushing in mid, pushing in top. This time even Sing Sing will TP into the top lane. Will force a Zeus response. A TP from Beastmaster as well. Nope, that'll be cancelled. He wants to stay around this Roshan pit.
They're losing their rain tracks in the meantime. Like, they're taking Roche and taking the enemy base at the same time. It's so hard
Empire
to
have to decide. They've got to commit to something. Like, we're going to contest Roche or we're going to defend our base. They can't... Right now, they're trying to do both, and they're just getting split apart by Kaipi.
And I think Kaipi are perfectly patient. They're perfectly willing to just wait it.
They also gave up Roshan, so I don't know if that actually ends up working out too well for them. At this point, it's really the melee Raxes which are going to end up mattering more too.
I think that was just a vision issue. They blinked into the pit. But
Afterlife, he's blinked in aggressively, gets blown up to start the fight off. Selenia on the front lines. Ramses, he's got an Aegis, will self-banish here. Misoshka gets off a Doom. It's onto the Enigma, which means they won't have to worry about a black hole for now. OD's died once, and I think they're just going to stay and hold their ground. Everyone is still almost fully healthy, and there's Treants in the top lane. This is looking like a disaster. The BKB from the OD, he's probably looking for a way to drop his ultimate, but everyone's spread out. He's got no target. The Beastmaster's bought back, coming for a Raw to Sing, but again, they've got no follow-up, and OD drops the ultimate, does not get the kill on the cancel, who does get graved up, probably unnecessarily, but either way, better safe than sorry, and now it's Scandal, next in line for the chopping block. Bone 7 takes him out, double kill for Bone 7, great kiting, great just constant sustain coming out from the Kaipi side, and Empire just couldn't coordinate their spells there.
I cannot believe that they tried to take that fight. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of desperation or frustration with how the game has gone of the past 40-some minutes, but that was an impossible fight. I mean, going into that choke point, even if you get the Doom on the Queen of Pain or the Enigma, the other one's going to wreck you. Like, that is actually impossible to go into, and yet they tried for it. We will see. Nice little imprisonment help out, but it's
for
not
now.
Enough.
Okay, the 4-staff will push him a bit further away, but they're just going to go on the racks. The glyph is available, and Team Empire, less the glyph, it's more how do you take this fight. Bone 7 going to get swapped in. He's the target they want. Gets glimmered up as well. He gets pulled back to safety, and they're holding on to their melee racks for now, but they really need kills off of this. Sing Sing hexes, sprouts the Doom in the front lines, and then just blinks himself a little bit further back. Odie's going in aggressive, has got a cheese here, so does have some defensive capabilities, but no ultimate. Will he be able to go for this one?
They're so clumped. It's perfect. 3-man black hole
Enigma,
at the very least
Mad,
here.
here we go. He's got 3, he's got 4. Beastmaster blinked into it. Scandal, his bolt on cooldown does not get the cancel, and Mad, I think he actually popped the Lincolns with it. Mad gets off the black hole of a life, making up for perhaps some game 1 blunders. But even so, Empire get a lot of kills, but instant response is a triple buyback. Kaipi want to end this game. They get the 5th kill, and it's a good game. They may have not had the best team fight, but it was a fantastic black hole, and the buybacks are enough to beat Empire into the ground, into submission, and puts Kaipi into the quarterfinals here of the European qualifiers.
It's just fatigue that takes Empire down to the end. They, whether exhausting their mana pools by trying to push out lanes, or exhausting their buybacks, just trying to stay in these fights, they can't keep it up, and in the end, Kaipi do take this one away, 2-1. I mean, looking at the draft, I still feel like there was a lot of potential for Empire to start running things over. The Doom wasn't the most aggressive pick, but it definitely had the potential to win that bottom lane. A couple of miscalculations from between Miposhka and maybe Afterlife definitely gave Spectre a better start than we expected, and from there, Kaipi were able to execute extremely well, rat this game out immaculately, and they're going to be able to take it. That was, I mean, I won't even really hold the last 2 fights against Empire. It really comes down to their state of mind at that point. They realize that they've been losing for the past 40 minutes. What do the last 2 fights matter?
I really think you nailed it when you said, like, at some point you just get so frustrated dealing with a Nature's Prophet that you're going to make those bad decisions because it's so hard to make stable, rational choices. You get put in these positions where you're under pressure constantly. 30 minutes straight, it never eases up. You never get breathing room to stop and think like, oh, what are we going to do when this situation happens? Every 30 seconds you've got to respond to some new presence on the map.
Really tough run, Empire. They played it really well. Game 1 looks like their game for the vast majority of it, and of course Game 2 they were able to take it, but Kaipi here proved that the better team, at least for now. They'll take it and move forward.
Alright, well that does it. We've got another best of 3 coming up. Power Rangers going to be taking on Pro Dota. I'll be saying goodbye and passing off the mic to Zyclops, but you guys can stay tuned if you want to continue watching some Starlight I-League Invitational qualifiers for Europe. One of these teams will be representing Europe to compete for $100,000 in Kiev with the invited teams. Stay tuned, guys. More Dota 2 action coming your way after this.